How to tell he's falling in love with you? That's the question. I get that question all the time. How to tell he's falling in love, signs of guys falling in love, all of those things. If you want to know a guy's falling in love, it's easy enough to assume from what he tells you, but that's often very foolish because people can say what they want. They say anything, and they often do. So I believe that you should look at a person's actions. A person's actions will give you, and the consistency of those actions and the habits, patterns, and practices they employ will tell you everything you need to know about how they feel about you. Now, I do want to preface this by saying some men will love you, will act on love with you, but still won't give you commitment. So just because a man loves you doesn't mean he knows how to love in a healthy way or that he's open to the full responsibility of a relationship. But these are the signs that a man cares about you. 5 signs, in fact, that a man actually loves you and actually is deciding to care about you and does have some vulnerability toward you or with you. But before I start, if you're interested in coaching, click the link below. I do half hours, 1 hour calls, video calls, and so on and so forth, email advice and whatever. If you're looking for coaching, if you're looking to talk to me personally about the things you're going through or the things you're experiencing, click the link below. Now to this topic. Now, the first sign of the man is deciding that he's loving you or deciding to fall in love with you or allowing himself to and acting on those emotions is that he's perfectly content doing absolutely nothing with you. A lot of y'all are going out with guys who need a reason to be around you. He needs a reason to talk to you. He needs a reason to hang out. He needs a reason to make a date. If there's no source of entertainment, there's no stimulus, you don't get his attention, you don't get his time, okay? That's because he's seeking entertainment from the night and he's not actually content enough by just being around you and absorbing your energy and giving you his, right? When a man is deciding to care about you, when a man has already kind of been bitten by you, so to speak, he doesn't need any other stimulus. You are the stimulus. You are the attraction. You are the muse. And if a guy that you're dating needs all these other things to distract him or give him a reason to come and be around you, it's because he's not necessarily into you like that, or he doesn't have deeper emotions for you. You're just a part of tonight's entertainment or a part of having a good time, but it's not that serious for him. When a man is serious about you, you are the good time. So you can sit around doing absolutely nothing. You can watch stupid shit on TV. You can play tic-tac-toe. You can just sit on the couch and vibe out. You can have conversations, but he's going to seek you out despite whatever entertainment is or isn't available around you. He's perfectly okay being bored with you because no moment with you feels boring because he has feelings. In the same way, you just want to be around the guys you like. Guys experience love and experience emotional growth with a person in the same way. It's the same reason why guys can go around their friends and just be chilling. And what y'all doing today, man? Shit, chilling. It's the same thing. When a person's energy is the attraction, you don't need all that other stuff. Running errands, just getting food, going to Walmart or Target, those are all things to do with you because you're the thing to do. You are the stimulus. Moving on. The second sign that a man is falling for you or starting to fall for you or has an intent to love ultimately is this. He stays over, even after sex. I get a lot of clients who have these encounters with men. They build up, they have a few good dates. When they finally get sexual, things just switch a little bit. They seem to change and transform how they have dealt with once sex is involved. They stop hanging out as much. They stop calling as much. They stop texting as much. And they stop staying over, right? Because once they get sex, they have to work in the morning. They're busy. They have some things to do, blah, blah, blah. When a guy is deciding to love you, he understands that bonding hormones are released predominantly in women when sex happens. And so for men who don't want relationships, they often skirt, they often get out quick because they don't want to build an expectation around what sex might mean for them. When a guy is deciding to love you, he understands that sex is going to be one of those things that causes you to bond to him. And he's not afraid of that moment. He's actually looking forward to it. He's looking to bond after sex. He's looking to stay after sex. He's looking to wake up the next morning and be like, what's going on, what we're doing. He's looking to get breakfast the next morning. He's looking for opportunities to make that sex more than it was, right? He's looking for opportunities to play house, so to speak, not just have sex, but be there when you've already gotten rid of that energy. You've already dispersed that energy, and now it's back to just either cuddling, talking, connecting, being close to each other, enjoying regular mundane tasks with each other. He's not looking to run away after sex because sex isn't the goal. You are the goal. Your energy is the goal. Your attention is the goal, and your love is the goal. So sex doesn't stop this party. Sex doesn't stop the date. Sex doesn't stop the weekend. Sex is just a thing that happens within that time period. That puts the icing on the cake and allows you to feel even more bonded than you already are. So if you feel like you can't get rid of a guy even after sex, he's probably deciding to love you, or he's open to that, or he's already fallen in love with you. The next sign that a guy is falling in love with you or deciding to love you or has an intent to love is he allows himself to be inconvenienced by you. A lot of people are going through a lot of things. Most of the time, men don't want to be a part of the solution crew for any of your issues. Men understand and have understood for a while that women use men strategically, just like men use women sometimes. Sometimes women have a guy that they talk to about their problems. They have a guy who pays their bills, and then they have a guy that they might screw. This is a thing that's been happening since forever. Okay, women have strategically used the masculine energy that a man might provide in different areas and created her own perfect partner when she's single. Guys don't want to be a part of that. So guys are very weary of solving problems for women because they think they're going to be used. They never want to become the guy who comes over and fixes shit or comes over and listens to her problems and wipes her tears and not be the guy that's screwing her. That's just a fact of it. So a lot of times a guy won't allow you to inconvenience him because that makes him feel vulnerable, and that makes him feel like he's playing himself because he doesn't know where he stands with you. He doesn't know what he is for you or to you. When a man decides to allow you to inconvenience him, he's allowing himself to be vulnerable to being used, even if he experiences some negativity from that. When a guy decides that he's going to want to solve your problems, he wants to be that guy who fixes things around your house. He wants to be that guy who talks to you about your problems, who wipes your tears, who listens to your issues, who tries to help you find solutions, who supports you through everything you go through. He understands that could put him in a position where he's being used for what he offers and what he does, and not necessarily for what he could be in a relationship. He gets that, but it's a risk worth taking. And so when men leverage themselves by sacrificing their convenience and going out of their way for you, it means that they really care about you. And it means that they know they're taking a risk, and they could be tricking off their time, their money, their resources, their energy. But that's a risk that they're willing to take because they actually care about you. When a man does not care about you, he is not willing to risk anything on you, period. Moving on. The next sign that a guy is falling in love with you or like he's falling for you is he expresses interest in meeting your family, especially the men, right? A lot of times when you're dating a dude and he doesn't know where you stand with him, that family conversation, that come over, meet my mom, meet my father, meet my brothers and my cousins, especially the guys, right? They're really protective over me, but they want to meet you. He's not going to run away from that because he knows he doesn't have cruel intentions with you. He knows he's here to get to know you seriously, and he knows he's not going to mishandle you. So he doesn't have he doesn't have any reason to avoid meeting the men who would defend you, who would be insulted by him mishandling you, the men who would check him if he did you wrong. He doesn't care about meeting those men. In fact, he's looking forward to that challenge because he wants to know where you come from, what your family's about, where he can stand in his family, where he might fit in, because he has future plans. When a guy's avoiding of meeting your family, it's because he's undecided on you. That's one of the only times people are avoiding of this next step, because it feels like a lot. It feels like progress, and some people feel like that progress is too much too soon. When a man knows he's going to do you right, when a man has plans to do you right or to be what he's presented himself to be, he's not only looking forward to meeting your mother and your grandmothers and your aunties and having those cute conversations, but he's also looking forward to having that rough conversation with your father, with your brothers, with anybody who's not going to like him, not going to like what he represents, not going to like that he might be doing it with you, or being an adult with you and things of that nature, but still have to have that uncomfortable conversation. If you mess with my sister, if you hurt my sister, I'll kill you. If you hurt my daughter, I'll kill you. Or I do this and so, or we'll beat your ass. Or we not punks over here. We serious about this or that. They're going to make those statements, and he's going to be okay with it because he knows what he stands for and he knows what he wants from you is serious. So if you're dating a guy that refuses to meet your family, it's because he's not decided on you yet. Moving on. The next reason or the next sign that a man is falling in love with you is he generally calls instead of texts. And also he talks to you when he doesn't have to talk to you. Just like the first one, when a guy doesn't have anything to do, when you're bored, when there's nothing on the schedule and he just wants to hang out with you, when a guy's not with you and he's available, he usually still likes to spend that time connected with you in some way after he's handled his responsibilities, chased his goals and things of that nature for the day. People aren't always chasing goals or working or being responsible. Some people are just sitting around. So when he's sitting around, his sitting around time, he wants to be connected to you. So he'll be calling instead of texting and spending a lot of time on the phone with you, even when you've run out of things to talk about. If you find yourself just sitting on the phone with somebody and doing your mundane tasks, but doing it with a headset on because y'all won't get off the phone, that man is deciding to care for you. That man is deciding to be that person in your life that you go to. He's trying to be that person that you're most close to, and the person that you go to when things are rough, the person that you go through when things are good, the person that you think of when things make you laugh. He wants to be that person. And the only way to become that person is through proximity, through being close with a person, through always being available with a person and to a person. So he's doing that. He's allowing himself to become that for you. When a man loves you, he's a lot less distracted from you by these other things, and he's making time to be on the phone the old school way. He's not trying to figure out how to just send you a mundane text until he sees you next week on Friday. If it's Monday and he plans to see you on Friday, you're going to hear from him from Monday through Friday. And if you do miss any days, it's because he's trying not to wear out his welcome, not because he's unavailable to you, and he's made it that way. So that's it for now. Those are the 5 signs that a man is having deeper feelings for you or falling for you. But most of them hinge upon proximity, right? If a man's showing his face, if you're hearing a man's voice, he's coming, he's showing up when you need him. He's showing up when you support him. That proximity is everything. And those are just 4 signs that a man is really being very proximal to you. And also that he's willing to sacrifice and or lose on an over investment or over leveraging of himself by being inconvenienced for you. With that said, if you need coaching, click the link below. I'm currently having a sale on a website, so go check that out. Follow me at kevhick24 on Instagram. I'll get with y'all later.